Holy purple distillate, Batman, what do we have here? Well, that's what I'm here to show you today, everybody, is going in a little bit more in depth with how distillate is made, going through the process, and helping you, the end user or the wholesaler, to understand how this works. Super pumped today because we got our owls. Got our owls closing in. Here we go. Boom. Feeling totally pumped about this. Overall here, I want to talk about this process because as you can see here, we have like 4 different colors. How the hell is this possible? What the hell is going on? And can we explain it? We converted all of this material. The most important thing is to realize that there's a lot of variables when doing conversions. You should always be converting from isolate and not distillate. Why? Well, the reason is that isolate, if you can get something that's like a single compound, like CBD for instance, and it's 99.99% pure, then you can get some level of consistency in your reactions. The truth be told though, is that that's not really the case, and that a 99.99 is pretty hard. That's like a pharmaceutical grade. It's certainly not something that is being made consistently. So more often than not, you're talking in like the 99.9, 99.98, 99.97, or 99.7 I should say. But overall, the more you get away from the 99.99, the more there can be with side reactions. So with regards to this specifically, this isolate was 99.7% CBD isolate. And so whatever that 0.3 was, this pink here is basically a lot of most likely quinoids, and they are or other cannabinoids. Again, I'm speculating here. I don't really know 100%, but basically all the purples and these crazy colors. I mean, look at this. It's absolutely it's just crazy. So so basically, would you believe that this was first, this was second, this is the same batch, and this is actually the batch after that. And so basically, and I will show you, we can walk over here and I'll show you how this works. But basically we had some of our heads, and just to give you the quick synopsis of actually looking at here, first of all, you have your short pad distillation. It comes up here, it condenses, and it comes down. This here is our first collection, and for regular distillation you would have what's called your heads, which is all your more 1 year fractions, or your volatiles first. Your volatiles typically come into here. It's all of either the gases, the solvents that you use, and they come off first because when you're boiling something at the lowest boiling point. So they come off first. You collect them over here. Everything's super cold. So when the gases come down, they condense, they drop down into here. Now after that, we basically remove this, and then we come on to getting all of our heads. And that's this fraction here. Now, there's a slightly different process that was used, but when we did this other reaction the other day, this ball was here. And so what you will see is that there's a couple of things. One, you need to be able to say that the heads is finished before you switch out this flask for the mains, which in this case is this. Now if we end up, and that's why in this we'll end up rerunning this, we had some darker purples, and there's definitely some mains in here which is now turned into this pinky color. Coming towards the end of this run, I wanted to get it finished, so I upped the temperature. Upping the temperature can lead to more color. That's why we moved into this. And so, and not only that, but depending on how you're running it, we also ran into this here, which is also a sort of combination of the heads and a bump over when this is filling this first pass. We have some bump overs here, and this basically came out here and filled this. So this isn't ideal. This is not what we want. So we can now rerun this with our heads. So it's important for all of you to know, like, that's right, some people say, oh, this color did this or this color did that. I mean, there can be that to an extent, but overall, you need to be able to make the decision what's right for you. Is this really any different than that, apart from the color? And the color is really due to oxidation. And in this process here, we didn't even use any powders or anything like that, and we still achieved this water clear color. So, you know, there's often a lot of hearsay, a lot of bullshit that people are saying is bleach in carts and everything, and that's just not the case. And I want each and every one of you to be able to speak about this process. So what I'll say to you is that we will be doing some reactions, and we will show you these reactions, what happens and how they work, and you'll notice the changes in colors. You'll notice from start to finish how this happens, and I want you all to be able to understand clearly what is going on in these processes so that you can ask the correct questions to people who sell Delta 8. And the fact of the matter is that majority of people, or companies I should say, don't make Delta 8. They don't know where it comes from, they don't know how the process happens. Even when I started out, I was calling people and talking, oh, it's extracted from the plant, and it's like, no, that's not the case. So it's important for all of you to know the right information and to be able to speak on it. If someone says to you, hey, why is this pink? Well, I would say there's a bunch of heads in this, and it needs to be cleaned up further. And or else there's an issue with pH and it not being done correctly. So if you're getting cartridges that are pink, I personally, for me, I wouldn't smoke them because it could have been cleaned up better and it wasn't. And that then leads down to, well, what's the attention to detail that these people put into their products if they're just going to put this in? Or they're just a group of people who don't really know. They've just been sold this distillate, they put it in the cartridge, they thought it was cool, and they don't really know. So it comes back to education. It comes back to you being able to know about these products, know how they're made, and be able to talk about them and ask the right questions. So, and I'll go into this further, but so tell me, like, was this the first pass distillate? Was it the second pass distillate? What were the solvents that was used for it? Did you remove are all the solvents removed? They should be with distillate. But again, if we were to look at something like this and say, could there be solvents in here? Absolutely. Why is that? It's because the heads, the heads can also contain some of the solvents from the start. And so there could be a little bit of solvent left in here. And so it's always important for you to know how to ask the right questions and get the correct answers. And if you end up having people who can't answer your questions, then you need to start asking yourself, is this a safe product? Because these processes take time and they are difficult. And you need to know how to do this, or you need to know at least the process so that you can ask the questions. For some people, maybe you want to just buy a white label brand that doesn't really know anything about the procedures, has products for cheap, in blister packs, and that's okay. But just know that there's a price that you pay when you don't have test results, when you buy these Mickey Mouse brands in blister packaging that don't have anything but a potency test on it. And if anything, they say things like, oh, 99%. It's extremely rare. It's extremely rare to have that, and it's not going to be produced on scale, and it wouldn't be put in a cart for 20 bucks. I'll tell you that much. And once you add your terpenes, you're going to have far less. You're going to have far less of the total cannabinoid content because you diluted it with terpenes. So if you see people with 99% cartridges or even 95, a lot of the time it's bullshit. So I'll leave you there with that. I hope you learned something today. If there's anything else, you've got questions about Delta 8, hey, I picked up this cartridge, can you explain this to me? What's going on with this? Just let me know. I'll always do my best to answer the questions. And we'll go from there. I hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. Peace.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this week's video. If you like the content and want to see more, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with every new video as they're released. And don't forget to leave a comment if you want to be entered into our weekly giveaway to get some Al's products. Congratulations to this week's winner. Please make sure to reach out to us on Instagram to claim your prize. Thanks again for watching, everybody. See you next week.